Hello everyone and welcome. It's Shanna. Now we're going to open up our crafty Advent calendar and today is day 17. So we're just going to get this little door opened and see what we've got behind there. It looks like we've got some sequins and it looks like kind of a, I don't know, these are kind of white or off-white, kind of a pearlescent type sequin, and that's what we've got. So we'll get these opened up and I will bring in a dish and we'll just spill some out in there and you can take a look at them. Anyway, so this is what we've got to work with. So I'm going to get my creative juices flowing and see what I can come up with to put with these, I don't know, kind of white shimmery sequins. There we go. So I'll just turn the camera off and I'll just do a little bit of thinking and we'll come back and see what I can come up with. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I kind of sit and pondered for a minute and we're going to do something unusual here. I took the Crafty Advent Calendar and I pulled off 3 of the door panels. I've got 10, 11, and another one. I don't know which one it is. It's a flower. I cut off the numbers on it. But a lot of these panels have got florals that you could use. And so I'm just going to take a couple of the patterns and then one of the florals, and we're going to create a focal point with that, and then we'll use our sequins. So I've got my A2 size card base here, and I've got a couple of panels. I have got one of the door 11 has got like some circles on it, and then door 10 has got some stripes, and they seem to be in similar colors, and I think they will coordinate nicely with the floral that I fussy cut out. And it's very roughly fussy cut. You don't have to put too much effort into it. I'm not a great fussy cutter, but I did just kind of cut around there. I'm bringing in an embossed panel, and I will link the embossing folder in the description box below so you can check it out. It's one of the distressed ones. It is a recent one. I just can't think of the name. It might be Crackle or something like that. Anyway, so I'm going to get some glue on here. I'm going to get this laid down on my base panel. And I've just cut it to 3 3/4 by 5, so we'll have kind of a nice little frame around there. We don't have a lot to work with on our focal point here, so I kind of brought that panel down a little bit. And I'm just going to lay 11 on top and kind of tuck 10 in behind there, and my floral will just cover up those numbers. And we can use that kind of like pattern paper. And so I thought, I'm going to throw the box away eventually anyway, because I've created these storage packets, and so I might as well use some of these focal points. Use some of these, I guess, doors for focal points. So this is the one that had the little piece of toast on it. And I laid my 11 down, and I'm going to need to tuck this in. I'm going to flip it because I want the 10 to be a little bit lower because my floral will just cover up the 11 and the 10. And so I've got it to where I can position that and just cover up those. And it looks like I've got 2 pieces of pattern paper and a floral element, piece of ephemera. So it's going to work out. Actually, that was the one, I guess, that the fishbowl came in, was the floral there. And I'm just going to give it a press. I'll have to press it off and on because I've got that 3D embossed panel underneath there and it's not wanting to hold very well. So I'm not, I was digging through, I think I told you guys I was putting, when I was die cutting out some of the pieces from the Advent calendar, I was die cutting out some extra ones and I put them in a dish. And so I've used this I'm going to use this thank you sentiment that I've already die cut out. So I'm going to bring in a towel and just clean off some of the glue. It kind of, when I pushed down on it, it kind of seeped out. So I'm just going to clean it off. So we've got a good clean design and give it a press. Like I said, we've got that embossed panel there, so I've got to get it to glue down. And my one little flower that's hanging off of the panel up top there, it needs a piece of foam so that it will lay flat. And so I just brought one in and we tucked it in behind there. And I'm just giving everything a good press. And this is where we're going to bring in our thank you sentiment, I think. And we'll get it laid down kind of on the bottom down there. And we'll just get it positioned there. And I'll just put some glue on the back of it and we'll get it laid down there on our little kind of pattern paper that we've created. I'm trying to poke out some of the pieces that didn't readily fall out. And I'm just going to have a very pretty floral patterned thank you card in my stash. And I'm having to give it a good press as well. And next I'm going to bring in our sequins. I've already got some spilled out in that dish there. So I'm just going to put several dots of glue just kind of all over the panel, and we will add those and just kind of bring in that today's day element and just kind of sprinkle them all over the card. So I'll grab my pick tool and we'll just start picking them up and laying them down. This is a very short video. This was a really quick make since I was able to just rip those doors off those panels and cut around them. I actually had that pink panel that is 3D embossed. It was already embossed laying in my stash, and I saw it there and I thought it's the perfect color to go with these door panels, and so I just picked it up and then I brought in another darker pink and I thought we'll layer it up, and it was a very quick, very simple make, and I really didn't even put that much thought into it. So anyway, I think it turned out pretty nice though. I'm going to add a little bit more glue to that thank you. It's not wanting to adhere. So I'm going to tuck a little bit more in there and give it a press. And that will finish up our card. I did do my envelope, but I forgot to bring it in camera. I just sprinkled some of those sequins on there. So there's our card. I hope you like it. If you do, give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.